Because
sleep
there was
last
three
night, bro?
things I was debating after the situation happened, which I've been in foster homes, group homes all my life. I've never thought about like suicide or anything like that, and that was the first time that came across my mind. And then I was thinking about blowing up a brand new CPS building that was that was going to be in Riverside, that they were just building at the time.
I'm Jesse, behind the camera is James, and we are roaming in Riverside. And today we're in the downtown area of Riverside, California. We're right on the corner of Lemon and 6th Street. And it's a beautiful day in Southern California. And today I got the pleasure of talking to Jay. Jay, tell our viewers a little bit about yourself, like your age and where you're from, bro.
Originally from Los Angeles. I'm 46 now. Yep, and I've been out here in Riverside for about 8 years.
Okay. And how's that going for you?
I moved from Atlanta. I think I should have stayed in Atlanta.
Yeah.
Yeah, I should have came back out to California.
So when was the last time you were worked?
Probably before my kids. Well, yeah, while I was trying to get back my kids.
Okay. How'd that go?
It didn't go too good. Didn't go too good at all.
When was the last time you talked to him?
Dude, when they were like 1 year old. Yeah, I kind of hate Riverside for that. Kind of despise it.
Why? Because they're the ones who kept you from seeing your kids, the courts here, or what?
Yeah, well, they. I know it's hard to tell anybody that, but it's like we traffic children in America. You know what I'm saying? If you look up the definition of trafficking and, making money for something, I was taken away from my mom when I was between the years of 10 and 18. And so when something happened with my child, it was an opportunity. They knew if nobody came and got me, that they could sell my kid. You know what I'm saying? And so I did everything that they asked me to do. Fought like hell for my kid, and it was just the whole system is just they make money off of children. You know what I'm saying?
I believe it. So it was boy or girl?
It was a boy and a girl, a year apart.
Two of them. Huh?
Yeah, and they separated both of them on two ends of the United States. This is from the agency that, does things that's for the best of children. I don't know how you put two siblings on two ends of the United States and
Just separated them. Huh?
Yeah, just.
What about their mother?
Mother did, she's the one who got the baby taken. The second baby shouldn't have been taken, not at all, because nothing was wrong with the second baby. It was just a thing that the mother had a warrant, and then it was a horrible thing. It was like they lied about me in paperwork, and with that first court hearing, it's nothing's due process in that court. It's just a kangaroo court.
Was it?
I mean, basically, yeah. So basically, yeah, they don't have to. The first court hearing is just a recommendation from a social worker, which it conflicts because they, in the end, again, they make, they get a benefit from certain situations. For them to make money or get money from the federal government, they have to qualify for three things, and that's being they have to be removed from their parents, coming from poverty, and being neglected, which is neglected nowadays. That such a general topic. At the same time, they took my two babies. They let me keep my 16-year-old and my 11-year-old. You know what I'm saying? So that's just, why would you? So I can't keep babies, but I can keep my other two boys that I've been raising since they were babies.
Where are they at right now? The two older ones?
Yeah. One of them's with me, but he's going to school. He's going to UCR, the other one is with his mother up north because I went through like 11-year custody battle with her, and then basically that opportunity from what was going down here, and it was so chaotic, and he went on visitation, and she just kept him, and I haven't even spoke to him. She's that's a whole nother one, but
Okay.
but yeah.
So you find yourself homeless, huh, Jay?
Yeah, it's kind of like my whole purpose was kind of taken away when you took away my children.
Understandable.
It was like I swore an oath that I would always be a father to my children. My father left me when I was 3 years old, so I just swore I'd always be a father. And I had two boys I had raised since they were well, my oldest one, I had him when he was about 1.5 years. We switched off, but I had him all the way. Same with the other one. I got him when he was 8 months and had him all the way until he was about almost 12. So, but I took pride in doing that, and especially when I did everything that they asked me to. I went, over and beyond what they were asking me for, and it still didn't. I have the whole court case. I have all that recorded and everything, and everybody who hears it is just like, oh my God, it's appalling. Why don't you go do this and do that? But it's like,
too much red tape.
No, it's not too much to take. It's just
too much red tape.
Oh yeah. It's just too much. Everything. If you look into it, dude, it's. I've been doing sales since I was 18 years old, and it's like it's on a pay structure of like sales. You know what I'm saying? It's like, you get over 30 plus adoptions. It is what it is, and if you know that if you're going around talking to homeless people, that's what I found out a lot too. A lot of the homeless people, their roots of a lot of the things that has drove them into a spiral has been their children, has been their, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
we've seen it before.
Yeah. No, I mean, it's just not. It's almost there in every.
Well, we just talked to a guy, Brandon, the other day, and his son got hit by a car and was killed and just never recovered.
Yeah. Exactly.
The loss of a child is just devastating.
Yeah, loss of a child is devastating. But knowing that they're still alive, and then knowing that, I'm saying, they're fully capable, and that's the thing that kind of drove me. I was just waiting for that time to happen, and then when you take that away, it makes you question a lot of the values we have in America. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, everybody has the right to their pursuit of happiness, you know what I'm saying? And when you take that pursuit of happiness away from somebody for the benefit of money, or to cover administrative costs in Riverside or wherever it may be, you know what I'm saying? It's just it's kind of crazy. And if you tell people that we traffic children in America, they'll just be like, no, wait, what? No.
Yeah, that's too far-fetched.
It's too far-fetched, but I mean, it comes out of the Social Security Title IV. I mean, I can tell you exactly how they. If you look up like Nancy Schaefer, she was a senator out of Georgia, and she did a in-depth thing of their whole background, and just Child Protective Services. It's just. If I give you the rundown from everything, it's just
amazing, huh?
It's too much. I wanted to actually get on a bike and just go across the United States and go all the way to Washington, D.C. and then pitch the politicians, because I feel like I've had like sales experience and all my experience that I've accumulated through my life. I think it was my time to just kind of do that, and I just haven't. I don't know. I'm just kind of stuck in the middle of doing it. But just to try to, to change the federal law, it's like.
But that keeps you occupied, huh? Where'd you
sleep?
Yeah,
because there was three
night,
things
bro?
I was debating after the situation happened, which I've been in foster homes, group homes all my life. I've never thought about like suicide or anything like that, and that was the first time that came across my mind. And then I was thinking about blowing up a brand new CPS building that was going to be in Riverside, that they were just building at the time. And then I just stopped and I was like, fuck,
Yeah,
I can't
that'll
do
just
that
put you in
because,
jail and,
I mean, I'm not going to blow up anybody. I mean, the whole
Yeah.
purpose was to blow it up, like, in the middle of the night when, it's closed, before it's even open. But, my luck, it'd be like fucking one person in there.
And the camera
And
would be
then,
right
and
on
then
you.
it'd be like, oh, the poor guy, who's the insane guy who killed the family, let's look at that. And I'm like, oh, God, it just backfired
So
on me.
tell us this, Jay. You don't look homeless, bro. You got some nice shoes on.
It's hard to do what I do, dude.
Uh-huh.
Like, I always, I keep good
hygiene.
good hygiene, but you got to keep good rapport with certain people to where they allow you into their home, or what I'm saying, when I do need stuff, it's like I give as much as I can of what I can to everybody. So it's like, I'm blessed in return.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? People know where my heart's at, and I have a good heart. And it's not like my homeless situation's more of I just lost my purpose and I just don't give a fuck no more. It's like, fuck, for what? It's like almost like when you feel like your kids have, they've grown up and went to college, and it's like, shit, I ain't got nothing else to do now. You guys like took that away from me. So it's like, now what? Now it's like revenge and anger and all kind of other, it's like, that whole, I'm a product of my environment, or a product of my, what I'm saying,
You could still
of
find a
my government.
purpose. You could still find a purpose, Jay.
I know, I'm trying to find
Where'd
it,
you
dude.
sleep at last night, bro?
I didn't sleep last night. I kind of stayed up, and right now I'm just tired as hell right
I
now.
bet. Tell us about your scooter.
I got my scooter.
It's got some miles on it.
Yeah, it's got miles on it. I mean, those things, they leave them in the city, and they clutter up the sidewalks, and they're very dangerous. So
Yeah.
you
So
just
Jay,
leave
tell us
something in
this,
the
man. You're willing to work though, right, brother?
Yeah, I'm willing to work. It's just, dude, I've owned a business before. I've had a business distribution company in Atlanta. And it's like, I'm really great at business development and just running a business, as in myself. I think I'd be very successful. It's just,
No doubt.
there would have to be, there just have to be drive. Like, I would have to have purpose, dude, and I just don't got that purpose anymore, to where it's kind of hard to, like, I don't know. I've always fought because I've always been in the system, and I've always went against, they would always tell me I was 99% chance of doing this and doing that, and I always like said I was not going to be a statistic, and I was really great on never being the statistic and being the opposite of until the fact of my kids being gone.
Yeah, that's a tough one, huh? What about resources, bro? What do you do for resources? How do you eat?
Oh, dude, I'm a hustler, dude. I've
Are
been
you?
a hustler since I was in, when they took me away from my mom, for example, I didn't really want to be away from my mom. My mom got arrested for it was for a traffic violation. This is back in like the late 80s, when you went
younger.
to jail for having a speeding warrant or something like that. You know what I'm
They
saying?
come to your house and get you.
Yeah, so they got my mom, but then me and my two sisters, we had nowhere else to go because, she was going to be in jail for a night. So then, boom, CPS gets involved. Next thing you know, comes out that she had done some drugs, or she had drug use. I mean, she never did drugs around us. Like, I did, and I knew my mom loved us, and, I didn't really wish to be away from my mom. And it was crazy because it's like, hey, if you're going to take me away from my mom, because she's on drug use, at least set me up in a fucking situation where it's going to be like where I can go to Harvard or Yale, or
Right.
just some opportunity to where it's a way better opportunity. But instead, I'm in like South Central, and you move me from where she's at and put me in a foster home. And
South
in
Central.
South Central, that's like a couple blocks away from my mom, and the gang neighborhoods and everything else. There's no opportunity. I'm just with a different stranger, with no. So that whole thing was confusing. I mean, I've been through a lot of things. My brother got shot and killed when I was 16. I had to carry his casket. I mean, I've done a lot through my whole life, and I've overcame on so many things. So it's not like I just faltered under this situation. It was like this was them just ripping something that I really cared about dearly, and that's like family and everything else. It was like those things weren't always my opportunity, but I was pretty advanced as a kid to where I knew that I had a chance to create and have all these things I'd never had when I was younger, that I was in control and that I could make these things happen myself, and I can change, the future.
Yeah.
And so I thought I was doing that pretty well until I moved back to Riverside, huh?
You got friends out here?
Yeah, I got a lot of friends.
Okay.
I got a lot of friends. I do right by people.
Okay.
Hopefully.
I'm glad you don't have any mental illness. I don't see any of that in you. I see a lot of people out here talking and stuff.
No, I do, and I help those kind of people. Yeah, they're back. People have turned their backs on them. They don't understand why that is, or blame it on drugs, or blame it on whatever. And it could be whatever it could be, but at the same time, there's no help. Nobody gives a fuck.
Yeah.
It's kind of bad, and it's like I feel like I'm doing that more than anything. Like I get to be a voice or get to help people. I feel like that. It's like at times I'm a Robin Hood.
Yeah.
Like I'll even, I'm pretty smart at what I can do.
Yeah. You got a girlfriend out here, bro?
No. After my last one, I'm pretty scarred. I tell every woman to run away from me. I tell them to run. I'm like, yeah, just
When was
go.
the last time you were working, bro?
Oh God, dude, it was before my kids. When I was going through that, I was working. I was working for like a year and a half. That was the last job that I had for a year and a half, and then when everything happened, it was for nothing. Everything was for nothing. I mean, I had a house, I had this, I had that. It was for nothing. They were still going for my kid. They didn't want to hear anything else.
You got any plans to get off the street right now, Jay?
I don't. I don't know. Sometimes it's a choice. It's like, you know what? It's like when we throw up our hands and we just say, fuck it. We're like, I'm so done with abiding by the whole structure of the whole everything. It's just like to be that good tax-paying citizen. It's like you guys ripped that away. It's like you just created a monster now. Now I just don't give a fuck, and now I just want to just create havoc almost. It's horrible like that, but havoc on a white collar to where I'm not going to murder anybody, but I'm going to be smart about it because I am a smart person. Yeah, so it's like, hey, I mean, I don't know. I'm just like, dude, this Riverside has made me who I am right now. If I would have had my kids and everything, dude, I would have been on the up and up, dude. I had my own house for like 10 years, raising 2 of my kids by myself. And I was doing that just fine. And then when I had an opportunity, it was just because I didn't like them, you know what I'm saying? Or just be, God forbid, you don't like a government agency. They just...
turned on you, huh?
No, they didn't just turn. I mean, they turn on everybody. If you ever notice anybody whose kids that are ever taken away from CPS, right? You ask them, you go, oh yeah, did you ever get your kids back? If they did get their kids back, 90% of the time, they'll say, yeah, I got my kids back. My sister has them. Or my mom has them. Or somebody else has them besides the parent. Correct, because that's the way that the county still gets money. And then they'll even sell it to the parent going, hey, we're going to give you your kid back. We're going to give him back to your mom, okay? And you just got to do this and you just got to do that. And then they'll sell you into, you think you're getting your kid back, but you really don't have them back in your custody, in your, you know what I'm saying, in your possession. And if you ever ask anybody, they got their kids back, oh, well, where do they live at? And then you'll see that they're 95% of them will tell you, oh, well, I got them back, but my mom has them, but my sister has them, or this has them. It's because, because
Everybody
that's
needs to
a
get
way
paid.
to get around to where, okay, we got the kid off. They don't get as much as like a full-on adoption, but
This agency gets paid, then they go to this other agency, and then somebody else gets paid, and then another social worker gets paid.
yeah, and it's
Everybody's
crazy
getting
now
paid, and
because
the kids are getting
there's
shuffled around. huh?
correct, because there's you got the homosexual, the gay marriage and everything else. I mean, you got to understand there's a huge market in there for kids to.
Right,
I mean,
to
there's
get
a lot of
adopted
people
out.
who want kids who can't have children now that I mean, if you look at all the stuff that happened in Mexico, it's like, okay, you're separating the kids. And then when even Biden comes back, he goes, look, okay, well, if you come, we're going to separate him from the cartel and then the kid. But if the kids come over, we're not going to refuse them. And that's a way for them to cherry pick good children that they want to find for people who are all of a sudden the bracket has went up in how many people want children. Oh, where are the kids? Oh, we don't know where the parents are. Sorry, our bad. But we do have a home for them. We do got a home for them from. It's like that right there is that in itself. That whole separating the families and doing.
Yeah, you don't
Come on,
like
why
that
you got to
stuff
do
at
all
all.
that? I mean, that's almost. And it goes back to. I don't mean to call us Nazis or Third Reich or anything like that, but the Third Reich, they did that same. That was the only people in history who've done some shit like that, and that's where like CPS, like Department of Children's Services, all that whole department came from that philosophy of doing things came out of Germany. You know what I'm saying? But
So
yeah,
tell us.
but
They
it's-
did that to Hawaii too, man. The kids in Hawaii.
Yeah, what's your
Yeah,
thoughts
yeah,
on Hawaii?
exactly, right. No, and that's what I'm saying. It's exactly the Hawaiian family. Anybody who's poor, they're going in there after anybody with poverty. I mean, it's you're not going to always have the white kid, but then it was almost popular with Brad Pitt, adopt an African kid or something.
Some
It's
from
just-
another Somalian kid or something.
I mean, it's
huh?
good to do those things. Don't get me wrong. It's not bad to do at all, but it gets so overwhelming, and the whole system needs like complete reform. You know what I'm saying? To where if you give incentives, to where the only incentive that this person has is to keep that child away from the parent, and to adopt them out or put them in foster homes. Now, that's how we as a county will get money. Now, if we give the child back to the parent, we get nothing, not a damn dime. There's not even an incentive for that. Now, that in itself is wrong, and that's where it looks like you're trafficking children. Because it's like, if the only benefit and incentive is to keep children away from their parents and never give them back, and there's no incentive to give them back, more than likely you're not going to give them back. So, and then the same person whose job it is to to unite the child, it's the same job it is for that person to remove the child. It's just there's a conflict of there's just everything from the top down. It's wrong. It's just wrong. I mean, my sister, an example, she was what, 10 years old, and she was put in a foster home. This was in Moreno Valley, and she was forced into watching porn and molested in this foster home, right? Now, this foster home, it was only one guy. He wasn't even married.
Really?
And so the social worker puts him there. Now, she goes to a placement in like Hollywood, and she, gets all this stuff out to, they get live it. They tell the people who they're supposed to, and come to find out, my mom goes and does research, and the guy is still allowed to he still has foster children in his home, right? Nothing happens to this guy. And this comes back down to them. They will never take accountability or responsibility for nothing they do. The
They
whole
won't admit
business.
the system's broke either, huh?
No, it's to the point when they come out of college. Of course, they're not expecting to do any of this. Like, you know what I'm saying? What's happening is that they're being the whole system. Okay, let me give you an example. So I'm going through this system. I have a social worker. Okay, we got a court date.
You go into court, they just throw you this paper like 3 minutes before. I mean, come on. You know how America is, and this is where I'm into due process. I'm reading about the Constitution. I'm like, this shit is not right, because they're not giving you, if I owed you $5, I sit there and I go, hey, I owe you $5, I'm gonna sue you, I'm gonna bring it to a courtroom. I fill out the paperwork, I send it to the court. Well, he's not just gonna take my side of the story and go, okay, now let's go to the court hearing and then we both go to court. No, I have to serve you. And then that gives you time to what? Give your side of the story. And so I now file my paper. I have to give you proper amount of time for you to answer that and give your side of the story. Well, that's what a normal, well, this thing is completely different. They just go, hey, you have court. My second child, she calls me, I'm driving, and she goes, hey, I'm just letting you know that you have court on the 5th. I go, whoa. I already have a lawyer. I do not accept this as a service. If you can please send it over to my lawyer. I have one for my first son that I had the case. She goes, well, no, I don't have to do that. I go, what do you mean you don't have to? Well, I don't accept this as a service. You know what I'm saying? If there's anything else, my lawyer can tell me. No, well, I'm just telling you, I don't have to tell your lawyer, and I'm just telling you, and I'm giving you a heads up, you got court on Friday. And I'm going, whoa, this is the first court day for my daughter, and I'm going, okay, well, I don't accept this as a service. I go and I take the mother of the child to the court date, and I go, dude, they didn't serve me. They didn't give me proper service. I haven't been served. I have no document. I'm not going to go into court. I don't need to. So I drop her off, and then I go into the public defender's office, and I go, hey, this is what happened. They never served me any papers. I don't have to go in there, do I? And she goes, well, if they've told you and your court date's today, I would go in there. And I go, okay. Well, I'll go in there, but they didn't properly, and that didn't matter. So I'm sitting in this place and sitting in the hallway. About 2 minutes before they call me in, a lady comes out and hands me, Jamil, here you go. Gives me a thick ass fucking this court case like this. I'm reading over it, dude. I'm like on page 10. Jamil, I'm getting called in. I haven't even read the paper to even give my side. When I get called in, my lawyer, before we go in, goes, look, okay, so this is what happened. The CPS worker is saying that you failed the drug test when you were going for a visit for your son. And I go, what? I never failed no drug. I've never failed a drug test with CPS. Not one time have I ever failed, not one of them, right? So I'm going, what? What are you talking about? No, calm down, sir, calm down. I go, no, but I haven't. No, sir. In 30 days, okay, it's just a recommendation from the CPS worker to the judge. Now, whatever decision the judge makes this today, you'll be able to have an answer in 30 days from today. And I go, what? I go, wait. So they're not going to hear nobody's side. It's just a recommendation from a CPS worker that's working with an agency that's, quote unquote, their incentive is for them to make money is to take a child. So they're just going to listen to that story. That's what you're basically saying, right? So I'm going, wait, what? So all in all, they go up there, pitch this whole thing, right? And I'm going, oh my God. Now, they didn't have any reason to take the child, and because the mother had a warrant, which the same warrant she had over the 2 previous court dates she's went in, they never had a problem with it with my other son, but because she had the child, all of a sudden they want to bring up, oh, and it's brought to my attention you have a warrant. And this is how cold the CPS worker did it this time. Because I'm trying to be like bad cop, she's good cop, like the mother. I'm just trying to go, you guys are going to steal our kid. You guys are kidnapping. I don't want them to hate me. And then go, okay, we're just going to prove them wrong, because that's how CPS is. They're just like, oh, we're going to just prove them wrong. They're more on that as into, you know what I'm saying? Right. So the lady gets all this and goes, look, we're not going to request for the child to be removed from you, right? Now, calls her, keep in mind, now this was on her birthday, too. We had to go to court. On her birthday on the 5th of July. She calls her on the 3rd, because the holiday was the 4th, and calls her at like 4 o'clock, dude, and tells her, oh, we're not going to request that the child's going to be removed. We're not trying to take your child. And come to find out, the same lady who said that she was never trying to take our child, she went to the court to try to get a magistrate judge to sign off to take her child while the child was in the hospital, but was acting like that she wasn't the whole time. I didn't see it till after the fact, like, oh, the bitch did try, but she could not get the magistrate judge to sign off because there was no reason to take our child. You know what I'm saying? So basically, she said I'm not trying to take. She said that at the time, right after she's going to court trying to do it. So we get out of the hospital, we got our child, and then she basically says the magistrate. She basically says with the magistrate, she tried to get it then she got the court date. Calls us on the court date because she couldn't get the immediately emergency removal. Mm-hmm. So when the court date happens, she does that. I'm trying to remember where I was in the story, but anyway, we go up to the court date. We're about to go into court, and he says all this shit about me having a drug. I'm just going, he goes, don't worry, in 30 days she'll say your side. I'm like, dude, that's not even fair. That's not even the American way. Like, how can you even? We go in there. They say that they're not gonna. That's what I was gonna say. They say that they're not gonna ask to remove the child. And then she says on that conversation right before she calls, she goes, "Oh, and another thing too is you have a warrant. You're I'm just letting you know you're just gonna have to handle that. You want to make sure you take care of that warrant, and you're gonna call me at 4:30, dude." And she knew about this court date for almost 3 days, so she doesn't give her time to go to court to take care of it. She calls her at 4 o'clock when there's no time to go to fucking court to fucking clear it up. So then they go, we're not gonna recommend removing your kid. So they didn't recommend removing the kid, but then they throw in the whole a curveball at the end, going, "Oh, but it's brought to my attention." Now, it was brought to the attention, obviously, that she had a warrant, the same warrant she's been going to court for 2 other times that nobody even cared about. But then checked with the sheriff, and he goes, well, I'm going to have to sit here and incarcerate you, and that gives the child to us. It's like, boom. It was like, oh, my God. And that is horrible. What's so sick about it is the judges are involved, dude. Oh, it was disgusting. Even after, so in 30 days, I come to court. We got to ask for that drug test because, dude, that is bullshit. I did not fail the drug test. Mm-hmm. We got to go another 3 days. We come back to court. They come back with the test. We see. Oh no, he did. He didn't fail the test. He passed the drug test. Mm-hmm. I go, yeah. Judge goes, okay, now strike that from the. All the times that, they said that strike that from the record. Okay, so anyway, your child's still in the system. Now what the fuck are you gonna do? It's like you don't have anything you can do. So now you got to go through the process, and they're like, oh, you guys fucked up, and it was all a lie. So you have to give my they're in the system now. We got to go through the process of getting them out of the system.
That is horrible.
And I'm going, are you fucking? I'm going, oh, this is just crazy. And then after that, he tries to go.
Much stole your kids, man.
Yeah. And then after that, he goes, oh, and because I don't want to cause an inconvenience to the foster parents, we're gonna have to move visitation to once a month. I go, whoa! I blow up in this is a newborn baby, and I'm going, no, this is my daughter. He goes, okay, I'll give you twice a month. Now they're really supposed to give you like every week. You know what I'm saying? 1 to 2 times a week. But he's really setting it up to take my child because in 10 months, I go in rehab 9 months out of her 10 month life, dog. You know what I'm saying? Just for these people that just wanted me to go for 3 months. Now, they wanted me to go for 3 months, and I went to a 3-month rehab. This rehab closed down. Everybody knows its procedures and everything because they can't talk and communicate with anybody. They don't know if I did or didn't. And I'm going, you motherfuckers. I'm like, and even my lawyer's going, dude. I mean, they knew the people. They knew all that shit. They had all the. They had all of everything. I had my paperwork. I had everything, and just because we couldn't talk to anybody, so I go, you know what? Fuck that. I'm gonna go for a year. I'm gonna do a year. That'll shut them the fuck up. They can't say nothing about a year. You know what I'm saying? So. And then I find a rehab that they would come and testify on the stand that, I've been there and I made sure they're going to be in business. You know what I'm saying? I did all this. And then when I went to court and I went to show that I was in rehab, they go, oh, Your Honor, we would like to say he hasn't finished the drug treatment program. It's a 1-year program he signed up for. He's been there for 10 months. I go, what the fuck? I go, dude, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Because I didn't finish the 1 year. I didn't even have to finish 1 year.
Right.
I only had to do 3 months. And I didn't have any services for them. So they weren't helping me along the way. Just go ask your lawyer. My lawyer was going, I don't know what to do. Just go to rehab. And I go, dude, I'll just go there. I'm just going to stay in there. I'll just stay in there. And then by the time her court date came up, of course, don't give them 2 months, 3 months. Let's hold this court date over for 3 months. You know what I'm saying? Let's give them a year. If you want to bitch about the year, which nobody said, I just went over and beyond the call of duty. I thought, you know what I'm saying?
And they use that against you.
Yeah, and they used that I didn't finish the 1-year drug treatment program. I go, what? I wasn't even supposed to go for a year. I was supposed to go for 3 months. And I went for 3 months and it wasn't good enough. But then I went for this. It was this. That is where the animosity is, and that's where it's like, dog. That's where you're like, you're playing me. Like all these court systems, when they ask me to go to court, I go, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you. Arrest me. I don't give a fuck. I just don't give a fuck. I don't care about our system. Is fucked, dude. it's just fucked, and it makes me go, I don't give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like whatever.
What do you got going on for the rest of the day, Jay?
If I could fight for people, yeah, that would be a purpose that I like. You know, like you were saying, like fighting for homeless people, or being a voice for people who are less fortunate, who are just, you know what I'm saying, that just don't got all the cards lined up for them like everybody else does. Yeah. That you know what I'm saying, because God blessed me with a great mind, I guess, and I've overcame a whole lot, and you know what I'm saying. It's just I'm here because I don't give a fuck no more. You know what I'm saying?
We can turn that around.
I don't, you know what I'm saying?
Well, Jay, it's been a pleasure, brother. That's James.
I used to coach football, dude. I coached my oldest son, dude. I coached him every year he played sports. I coached 5 years of football when I was in Georgia. I won I went to the championship 3 times. I won my last 2 championships. I was like hardcore defense. No, but it's crazy that somebody who's donated all their time, loves children, giving back to children, and you take my fucking children just for some money, dude. Just for some money.
Well, Jay, it's been a pleasure.
I know.
And I wish you the best.
Every time I go over this, it's just
I'm glad we were here to give you an ear to listen to you. And at the end of my interviews, I always say, can I say a prayer for you?
Yeah, you can say a prayer.
All right, Jay. Dear Father in heaven, dear Lord, I got Jay here, Father. He's had some trouble down here with the custody of his children and all that, Father, and it's just been a big mess, Lord. And Father, only you can make this right, Lord. Only you can drop godly men in Jay's path, Father, to get him a job, Father, and get his mind straight, Father, and they can rub elbows. Father, you say one man sharpens another, Father. And Father, so I pray, Father, that you drop some good men in this man's path, Father, so that he can get a job, Father, and then he can get on with his life, Father. And Lord, drop a godly woman in his path, Father, to help him navigate through life on this side of heaven, Lord. And Jay's a good man, Father, a smart man. Protect his mind, Father, and protect him from anybody that tries to come against him in these streets, Lord. And Father, let Jay know that there are people out here that care. Not everybody doesn't care, Father. There are people out here that care, and there are people out here that love him, Lord. And I pray all this in your Son Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen.
Have a hug.
Yeah.
All right. It's going to be nice meeting you, bro.
Yeah, it was good meeting you too, man.
I'm Jesse. Behind the camera is James. We're out here with Jay. We're roaming in Riverside, and we are out.